right now? Good, because today we're going to talk about the importance of understanding and aligning with your divine blueprint in 2021. It's important because the essence, the calling of the times right now is for each and every human on earth to raise their frequency. You can see clearly that there's events and circumstances happening that are affecting the collective consciousness of everyone, and that is so much larger than many individuals coming together. This is all powerful. And so it's so important right now that the collective consciousness of humanity grab the reins on ourselves, stop being victimized, stop being subjugated, stop being energetically under the thumb. And if that thumb belongs to a person, a group of people, an organization, or energy, spirit, the way forth, whatever your belief system is, it's very clear right now that we as a race, as an entire species, have all come out of our own patterns and are kind of surviving life right now, waiting for things to get back to normal. Well, we're not going back to where we were. Forward. We're not going backwards to where it was. We're going forwards into 2021. So as we move forwards, the way that we grab the reins on these events and circumstances that are kind of shaking us at our core right now is by becoming as centered and clear, as one with your high self as you can. And there's a definition of this high self that I believe makes it accessible to more people, and that is the term divine blueprint. You all know what a blueprint is when you're going to build a building or something like this. There's a blueprint, and it includes everything. A blueprint doesn't just include the structure, the brick and mortar. It also includes, all of the electricity, the water, the Wi-Fi, right? The heat, the air conditioning, the light, the windows. How does the light get in? Right. So sound as well, right? Does sound reverberate right through the walls, or are those walls nicely padded? So there's a lot that goes into the blueprints of a building. You also have a blueprint. In this blueprint is the original essence of everything that you came to life, this life, right now, to be. And this is a blueprint that you very likely carry with you from lifetime to lifetime, whatever your belief system is around that. Don't get too hung up on that right now. Let's look at right now. So right now, that blueprint is the same original blueprint that you were born with in this lifetime. In it, interwoven, is your purpose, is what makes you feel good, what makes you feel bad, what your true authentic essence is. It's all interwoven there. Now, what's happened is from the moment that you were born, starting with your parents, regardless of how much they loved you and coddled you and you were the very special one, have imprinted on you their perspective and maybe parts of their own blueprint, but also parts of what they learned along the way. So starting with the parents, and then the teachers and the school system, society, and then moving on into media, and now moving on to the internet, even deeper. We have all of these things that come in and kind of blur our blueprint, if you can say that. It's as if you're looking at a blueprint of a building, and that blueprint has been floating in the ocean and has become smeared and blurred and sun bleached, and it's difficult to read now. It's difficult to access. will so become our own blueprints. Why is it so important in 2021 that we start to align with this? Because when we align with our authentic essence, our divine blueprint, that is the highest frequency that we can ever be. It is the true expression of us. The true expression of you is not unlike the divine, the ascended masters who have walked the planet before us and said, you are not unlike me. You are like me. You can do what I do. All that they had done is cleared all the clutter and aligned with that divine blueprint. When we align with our divine blueprints, we also align with the master frequencies of expression, which are gratitude, joy, compassion, unconditional love. These become not traits that we strive towards holding, feeling, expressing, but these become the very essence of who we are. So moving into 2021, the more humans that can align with their highest frequency, being the divine essence, the more that life on earth becomes a reflection, the more that we as a group, as a species, as a race, will receive back that frequency that we are putting out. So, many of you, know the theory of law of attraction and have been through The Secret and all of the teachers of the past decade or decades. And the work that was laid there is an essential foundation at where we're moving now. If you haven't done that work, then go pick up that first book by Abraham Hicks and dive in and do the work right now. Get yourself to the senior year of being a spiritual being on earth, so that we can move now into graduate school, which is what 2021 is calling for. So, how to access the divine blueprint? It is very much the process of going in through meditation. We start to remove all the clutter. And I have found in my own personal journeys within that the easiest road to it is by intendedly releasing all of the distractions, all of the blankets, the veils that have come between me and my divine blueprint. And sometimes I like to call them ghosts, like ghosts of the past. And some of them may actually be ghosts, and most of them aren't. But this visualization kind of helps me get there. You will find your own way to visualize this. So you begin by softening, by aligning. So aligning the body, aligning the spine, making the spine long and tall so that all of the energy centers can communicate. The hands become very important here. If the hands are knotted or uneven or doing different things, it sends an immediate message to our brain of imbalance, and then our brain is working to balance that. So create balance in the hands. There's so many beautiful meditative poses to do with the hands. So have the palms up if you can, if that's comfortable for you, the symbol of receiving. And then systematically soften all the areas of the body where you hold tension. Notice how as you soften these places in the body, the nervous system begins to soften as well. You then will notice that as the nervous system softens, the mind begins to clarify, to simplify. The thoughts essentially soften as well. As this happens, you will notice that the emotional body likewise comes to soften. Now you've got yourself into a clear state of presence. This is the first step. This step alone may take you 1 minute, and it may take 20. For people who are just entering this work, it may take an hour. And I say, go for it. Get there. Get yourself to that state of clarity and presence. Now that you're in that state of presence, it's time to go within. And as you go within, you may notice that it's foggy in there, or the forest is dense and noisy, and we need to clear the way. And so as you go in, it doesn't even have to be that the block that you're speaking aloud or within is associated with the block that you're feeling. Just start by saying, I release the imprinting of my parents. This doesn't mean that you release their love. It means that you release all that they imprinted upon you that was not one with your own divine blueprint. I release the imprinting, or here you can say, I release the ghost. I release the impressions. I release the influence, whatever word it is that you wish to use, of my teacher. You can go through all of your exes. Definitely do that one. Anyone who broke your heart, anyone who demonstrated betrayal to you, release them. And then do a final release yourself from all of the unknown imprinting of media and advertising, like a blanket sweep. And through this process, eventually you will find yourself feeling light. Light in both illumination and light in levity. And it's here in this state that you can begin to explore your own divine blueprint. Who are you really? Why did you really come? What does it feel like to be purely in your shoes, in your body, in your mind, in your emotions? Not the emotions that you accrued along the way, but the original ones. And they may be very different. This process may also take 1 minute or 1 hour. For some of you, it may take days or weeks of repeated practice to arrive at this place. But I would like to empower you with the steadfastness to stay the course and get there for yourself in 2021. You will feel yourself so much more grounded, centered, clear, happy, joyous for doing this work. Now that we're clear, we're free, we know who we are. Now is the time that we can venture away from the pineal, where all of this work has been being done, into the frontal lobe, where we can begin to visualize that which you're wanting for yourself to fulfill your divine blueprint in 2021. And this may be a visualization of you lifting your published book up out of a box, or it may be you turning the key in the door of your new home, or it may be you feeling what it feels like to be financially stable, to be healthy and whole. It may be you feeling what it feels like to have your partner, your perfect partner's hand in yours. This is an exploration of feeling, and we visualize in the frontal lobe those things, those little simple moments, and we hold them for as long as we can until we feel that effervescence, that joy, that uplifting of having arrived in that place. And this is how we begin to become our divine blueprint, become the vibrational frequency of our divine blueprint. This is how the authentic essence of you and what you truly want is able to resonate out into the universe, affect the quantum field, and as if it's rain back down on all of your environment and all of Earth. So every time I do this practice, it's a practice of pure joy. In fact, I am very certain that there's a big silly grin on my face the entire time. And time does get lost in this state of being. If you have somewhere to be, it's good to set an alarm. And then you begin to watch as these things come to you. This is an exact opposite energy of push, 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 go, go, go. It is be and allow yourself to receive. And that is the most important thing that you can do in 2021 for yourself, for Earth, for humanity. So I am quite certain that I have been speaking for much longer than 7 minutes. I endeavor to do more of these broadcasts this first week and this first month of this year to keep all of my friends and family as dialed in as I possibly know how to creating the 2021 that we align with at the level of our divine blueprint. Blessings, everyone. Have an amazing year. Have an amazing, amazing, beautiful New Year's Day 2021. All is new. Many blessings and love. Mwah.